Hi, this is Pietro, and in this video we're going to study together the harmonization of the major scale with seventh chords. In the first part of this series of lessons about the relationship between scales and chords, we started by going on the piano to see how we could put together the notes of the C major scale in order to form three-note chords called triads. And we found out what kind of triads we would find. Some major, some minor, and one diminished triad. So now let's go back to the piano to review that and see how we can add another note on top of those triads to obtain the seventh chords. It's very simple. The construction of the triads was made playing the first note, missing the second, playing the third, missing the fourth, playing the fifth. To add one more note to this chord, we continue the same way. So we miss this note, which is the sixth. We play this one, which is the seventh. We do the same thing with each one of the chords, etc. Now the note that we are adding can be of two kinds because the interval between the root and that note sometimes is a little wider, as in this example. Sometimes can be a little shorter, as in this other example. If we look at the distance between the C and the B, we see that this distance is almost an octave. It's like an octave, C to C, minus a semitone. And this interval is called major seventh. Instead, if we look at the distance from D to C, we notice that it's a little shorter than the previous one. It's like an octave, D to D, minus a whole tone. This interval is called minor seventh. When we write it in the symbol, we just write 7. So let's see what happens on the chords. The first triad was a C major triad. With a major seventh on top, it becomes a C major seventh. The second triad was a D minor. With a minor seventh on top, it becomes a D minor, minor seventh, but the symbol is synthesized just in D minor seventh. The same happens on the third chord, which becomes an E minor, was an E minor triad. With the seventh, it becomes an E minor seventh. The fourth chord is like the first one. It was an F major triad, and the note that we add is a major seventh. F major seventh. The fifth triad was a G major, but the seventh here is a minor seventh. So this is a G major chord with a minor seventh. The symbol is just G7. And this is a very important chord because it's the only one in its kind, and it's a dominant chord. It has a very important role in every chord progression. The sixth chord is like the second and the third. It's an A minor seventh. And the last chord is a B. The triad was a B minor flat 5. The seventh is a minor seventh. So it becomes a B minor seventh flat 5. It's also called B half diminished. And then the first one again, C major seventh. Okay, perfect. So now we can write down, highlight, or even better, memorize this row of chords extended to the seventh. In the key of C, they are C major seventh, D minor seventh, E minor seventh, etc. But we can generalize this result, as we saw with the triads, to any key. The first chord is always going to be a major seventh, the second and the third chords, minor seventh chords. The fourth chord of any major scale is going to be a major seventh chord. The fifth one is very important, so remember this one is a dominant seventh chord. It's going to be really useful in most chord progressions. The sixth chord is a minor seventh chord, and the last one is a minor seventh flat 5 or half diminished chord. Now let's try to play these chords on the guitar. So let's take our instruments and go to see how to play voicings for these 7 chords with the root on the 5th string and with the root on the 6th string, as we did with the triads, first in the key of C major and then transposing it in one other key in order to be able to do it in any key. Remember that in the voicings of the triads that we practiced in the previous videos, we have the root here, this is the fifth, this is the octave, and this is the third. So what we want to do to obtain the seventh chords is, as we saw on the piano, we want to lower the octave a semitone to obtain the major seventh chords, or a whole tone to obtain the minor seventh chords. So for example, in this voicing of the first triad, we have to lower this note one fret, obtaining this voicing. C major seventh, beautiful chord. From the second chord, this was the triad, this is the octave of this chord, we want to lower this note 2 frets instead, because we have to add a minor seventh in this chord. It's going to become like this. Let's play them all. You will see the diagrams, try to follow me. We play each chord, leaving it ring. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Second degree, minor seventh. Third degree, minor seventh. The fourth is the same as the first. Fifth degree, G7, 3, 4, sixth degree, A minor 7. Let's go back to the fifth degree, 2, 3, 4, the fourth, 2, 3, 4, the third, minor 7th, play with me, the second, the first, and then the seventh degree, which be half diminished as this voicing, and back to the root. Let's check them out in the voicings with the root on the 6th string. Starting from the triads, it was like this. Again, this is the root, this is the 5th, this is the octave, this is the 3rd. We have to lower this note. In the 1st degree, we have to lower it a semitone to obtain C major 7th, which we're going to play like this. The minor 7th chord has this note that we need to lower a whole tone, 2 frets, it becomes like this. But if you want, you can also play it like this, so that you mute the 5th string. Either like this or like this. As far as the 7th degree, the triad was this diminished chord or minor flat 5. We have to add a minor 7, so we have to lower this note 2 frets. We're going to obtain this. This voicing is kind of muddy, so we could lower this voice, which is the flat 5, an octave above, playing it here. It becomes like this. So this is the voicing that we're going to use. Sounds much better. Okay, let's play them all. Follow me. 1, 2, 3, 4, C major 7, 3, 4, D minor 7, 3, 4, 3rd degree, E minor 7th, back to the 2nd, 3, 4, the 1st, 2, 3, 4, B half diminished, 7th degree, 6th degree, A minor 7th, G7th, 3, 4, F major 7th, the 4th, up again to the 5th, 6th, 3, 4, the 7th degree, and the root. Okay, very good. Now, before we move on to practice the harmonization of the major scale in a different key, let's see a couple of examples of typical chord progressions that we can make using these chords. One is the so-called 2-5-1. It's one of the most common chord progressions in jazz music, and it sounds like this. Of course, as the name says, it's made with the second, the fifth, and the first chord of the key. I can also play it here. Of course, I'm mixing the voicings with the root on the fifth string and the ones with the root on the sixth string, so that I don't have to jump between different distant positions on the neck. If I add one more chord to this progression, I could play 1, 6, 2, 5. This is also called the turnaround, and it sounds like... Or up here. Choose your own chord progressions, experiment, see how the chords can be connected inside of this key and how they sound. We're going to work on progressions like this together in some of the Play With Me sessions, and we're going to use them also to improvise with the scale, so check those out later. Now, we can move to a different key. Let's work on the key of F major. So let's go to a close view of my instrument from the front and see how we can transpose the 7 chords extended to the 7th with the root on the 5th string or on the 6th string in the key of F major. Starting with the voicings with the root on the 6th string, we have an F major 7th here with the root at the 1st fret of the 6th string. Then follow me, let's play them together. 2nd and 3rd degree are G minor 7th and A minor 7th. Then 4th degree, B flat major 7th. Dominant chord 5th degree, C 7th. 6th degree, D minor 7th at the 10th fret. The half diminished last degree is the E half diminished or E minor flat 5, here with the root at the 12th fret, and back to the 1st degree here at the 13th fret. Moving on to the ones with the root on the 5th string, we have the F major 7th, here with the root at the 8th fret of the 5th string, F major 7th. Keep playing with me. The 2nd and the 3rd are G minor 7th and A minor 7th. We can also play the 4th degree here, root at the 13th fret, back to the 3rd, the 2nd, and the 1st degrees. Then let's continue backwards. We have the E half diminished or E minor flat 5. Then the D minor 7th, 6th degree, then the dominant chord, the 5th degree, C 7th, and the B flat major, the 4th degree, again here. I go back up until the root, 5th, 6th, 7th degree, and root. Let's play together the 2-5-1 in this key with the 2 solutions. One is here, 2nd, 5th and 1st chords. Once again, 2, 5, 1. And upper in the neck, we have G minor 7th, here, C 7th, F major 7th. Now let's play the turnaround, which is 1, 6, 2, 5. Here, once again, and here 1, 6, 2, 5, 1, 6, 2, 5, Okay, great job. I hope that everything was clear. What we have learned today is very important, and we are going to refer to it all the time when we have an harmonic progression and we want to analyze it to understand what scale or what scales, if there are modulations, we can use to write a melody or to make a solo. We're going to apply this in a practical way in many of the Play With Me sessions, where we have harmonic progressions, we play them together and we improvise on them. So I'm going to link some of those in the description here below as soon as they are ready, so check them out. In the meanwhile, thank you so much for watching, hope to see you soon. Ciao, bye bye.